Evening, everyone. How are you? Today, I want to talk to you about the weapon of shame. This morning, I did a radio interview and it was really hard. I've done radio interviews before and I get asked loads of different questions and I'm able to answer them quite effectively and eloquently. But this morning was a bit different. I was invited on to BBC London Radio to talk about the Children's Commissioner report. Basically, a report has come out today that really has said that in the years leading up to 2012, from 2012 to 2014, 50,000 cases of sexual abuse within a family kind of setting environment have been reported. The Children's Commissioner has said that the figures are more like 450,000. As you can see, that is a huge difference. And these statistics are coming from social services, the police, and other agencies where it has been reported. So this morning when I went on the show, I was all prepared to talk about that. My experience has always been one that has been quite difficult, and I don't find it easy to share. I mean, I wrote the book and I've done so many things, God has used bad circumstances actually to be able to raise awareness for other people and help others who have been through sexual abuse find hope. But me, myself, I'm still a survivor, and one of the questions that was asked this morning was about being sexually stimulated during sexual abuse. If that was the reason why survivors or victims found it hard to come forward. Excuse me, I'm looking down at my notes as I read. I think there's many reasons why victims of sexual abuse find it hard to come forward. There is the guilt of it happening to them, feeling the shame. Actually, they might love the person that has done it to them, even though they've done this terrible thing to them. This person could be their mother, their father, an uncle, a brother, a family friend. There's so many contributing factors to why survivors of sexual abuse find it hard to come forward. Being sexually stimulated during sexual abuse is disgusting. It adds to the shame of what has happened to you. But what I was trying to get across this morning is that is a body's way of reacting to sexual stimulation. It has nothing to do with whether, when you are being abused as a child, whether you enjoy it or not. Being sexually stimulated is meant to be in its appropriate place. It is meant to be in a time where, you're in a committed relationship and you have sex and that happens. When you are a child and as somebody has done that to you, an adult, a trusted adult, it is absolutely devastating. For me, my father did that to me, and it was one of the worstest things that had ever happened in my life, and I had to live with that. The shame of that, the fact that I thought that because my body reacted in a natural way to a stimulation that was supposed to happen in my adult years, that I was somehow to blame, and I know that I am not to blame for that. It doesn't mean I asked for it. It doesn't mean I wanted it. A lot of times you hear child abusers, paedophiles say that they liked it or whatever. They are talking about a reaction that the body had made. No child enjoys being sexually abused. The fallout and the issues that you are left with afterwards are so many. He was the adult. My father was the adult. He was the one who decided to take it upon himself and do what he did. I am in no way responsible for his actions. No child can ever be responsible for the actions of an adult. I need to make that very, very clear. Paedophiles and child abusers are very, very manipulative. They're calculating. They groom the families, they groom the child, and they inoculate the victim to make them feel that they're the one to blame. They are the ones that made them lose self-control, and nothing is further from the truth. I battled with that for a lot of years, and while I never talked about it in my book, being stimulated and things like that, today the question was asked to me, and I'm glad actually now, even though I was a bit upset because I am somebody who has been through it, I'm glad that it has come out, because it's allowed me to be able to say to you, if you are somebody that's been through it and who has never talked about it, who's never acknowledged it, because of that aspect of the physical body reaction to something like that, that it's not your fault. You know, it's not your fault. You have nothing to feel ashamed about. Yes, it is. It can leave you feeling disgusted, awkward, feeling guilty in part, but you're not to blame. It's something that just happens. I don't believe for 1 minute that I am the only person that my father has done this to. And from my work that I am doing with Daughter Arise, I hear these stories of, and in the press as well, of them grooming their way through families. On my Facebook page, I regularly post stories where the person who's abusing has gone on through cousins, through sisters, and has inoculated the victim, told and kept it a secret, and it's only years later that it's come out. I have to be honest, in my own journey, it has not been easy, but, if it wasn't for my faith in Christ, Jesus offers healing, He comes to restore, He comes to renew. That is why I'm able to do what I'm doing with Daughter Rise. I never asked for sexual abuse to happen to me. It's not something, when you think about it, that you really want a lot of people to know. But I have trust and faith in God that He will use whatever He sees fit out of what I have been through to the benefit of others. I want to encourage you, if you are somebody who has been through it, who's never told anybody, there is organisations out there that can help you, that you can talk to. There's NAPAC, which have a 24-hour helpline. If you are a child, a young person, there's NSPCC. If you want to contact me, you can contact me via info@daughterarise.org.uk if you have any questions. But I just want you to know that nothing that you as a child ever did, whether you were jumping up and down in your underwear, running around, physical reactions could ever warrant or make you responsible for an adult's actions. One thing that has become evidently clear in the work that I've been doing with Daughter Rise is that we're in a battle. It is a battle. And it's more than actually a battle, it's a war. The war is on child abusers and paedophiles. The war is really against you, because you are not going to continue as you have done for decades, for years, to get away with the things that you have been doing. And more with the awareness that that different organisations are doing and the stories that are coming out, I hope one day that it will be a thing where sexual abuse won't be a taboo subject anymore. 11.4 million survivors, adult survivors of sexual abuse in this country. What does that tell you? But yet, to look around, you'd never think it was the case. So basically, I just want to finish on this note. I want to say to you that you are valuable in God's eyes, and that He cares about you and He loves you. And nothing that you've ever done will ever be able to make up for the pain that you have been through. But there is a hope and there is a future, and it can be done. So I hope in being able to share something as awkward as sexual abuse and the way the body reacts to it can help you to understand that it can never be your fault, And it doesn't mean you enjoyed it or anything like that. It just means that your body reacted to something that wasn't meant to be for that time. So I just want to thank you for listening. I will be posting the interview that I did this morning. And have a good evening. Take care. Bye.